Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome back to another video. So this one is going to be mainly about fighting the tier 5 bosses, but first we gotta get there. I'm not gonna be able to fight all of them on like one account, but I have two accounts, so like we'll fight some of them on one account, some of them on the other, and we'll see how that goes. I have currently no idea how they are doing, except for people complaining in the comments that they're crit immune, which is not a huge problem if you have dark metal cards, but a lot of people don't because the Dark Knight soul rates did not come for a while. So a lot of players that started playing the game relatively recently might not have that artifact, so I see why people might be frustrated, but if you have Dark Metal cards, crit immunity and crit resistance are not such a big deal. But we'll talk more about that when we get there. This is boss Hellboy, getting cleaned up real quick. I still think on this account I have, or was on the, I think it was on the secondary account where we had a bunch of main bosses still alive. Over here I think it's only Batman drowned. Okay, they should be straight into crisis form. And she's dead. There we go. Now let's move on to boss Batman. When I get to tier 5 sub-bosses, I might not still be using this team. We might want to use something more optimal because the amount of health they'll have might be higher. So yet again, we'll see when we get there. Moving on to Batman. Titans are gonna take longer, so that's something to keep in mind. Okay, chill. We got the damage buff on her, which is great, because I think this might be active, even though she's tagged out. He's got the weakness debuff, though that doesn't matter too much. We're in found form. I do like that purple glow, that looks nice. And kind of fits the theme of the soul raid. So far, King Robin didn't do anything in this fight. Okay, let's stack the man in. Okay, my bad here. Found form again. And she's dead. There we go. Now let's take a look at the reward we got for her, actually. And those are the amazing rewards that we actually managed to get. Okay, so we got the purple Batman dude. Yet again. So, takes less damage from blocked attacks and immunity to crit, lethal, and jump attacks. Bro, the thing that pisses me off is not the crit immunity. It's like crit immunity you can bypass with Dark Metal cards, but lethal immunity is just cringe, because the only thing that it really hurts is the Batman Ninja team. And then flinching and adaptation, yeah, he's fine, just use Dark Metal cards and you're gonna do fine. Overkill, Arsenal, and Resilient again. Great, I don't mind too much because of Dark Metal cards, but I see why some people might mind it because they don't have yet Dark Metal cards. But the Lethal, man, what's wrong with Batman Ninja Team? Why do you have a guest Batman Ninja Team in this entire soul raid? Focus, Vicious, and Spray Combo Meter, only with third special. So yeah, everybody here is gonna be straightforward. And anti-venom and poison, resistance to damage over time. This might be the absolute easiest tier 5 that we have ever seen. Yeah, I'm gonna fight all the sub-bosses, though look, it's not gonna be a particularly hard thing if we're being honest here. Though I'm not gonna be joking around because there's a huge amount of health there. I want to make sure I do a good job. So let's see how much the... let's do a little bit of a damage test. Though if I use Dark Melkarts or Crown on her, there will be a problem with the combo interruption. Now let's use League of Anarchy actually. This is like a more guaranteed thing. Look, I'll put Raven in there. And actually I'll use Raven because even if you like, you're unlikely to first of all have the Harley League of Anarchy and not have Raven. And if I try to play it without using Raven, it'll basically be the same thing but slower. So I actually see no point in not using Raven at the start. Because there's like not any specific mechanics of this boss that I want to interact with. Oh, hold on. Almost a huge mistake there. Argnal cards actually. Because we do need to bypass that crit resistance. Raven's gonna go with, I guess, Sword of Sin works. The Sword of Salvation would be better for power generation. Let me rearrange the cat a bit. He's sitting in my lap. And on EPI, it doesn't matter. Let's put the Raging Matrix so that if she needs to tank a super move, she will be able to. Yeah, this is gonna be what we're running with. For pretty much the entire tier, I think. We're just gonna spam this thing. Again, don't really need Sword of Salvation or Raven, it just speeds things up for me. I think overall this soul raid might actually be the easiest soul raid ever released. Depends on the final boss, depends on Robin King. Robin King might be using some insane modifiers and stuff like that we might need to play around. Because I failed the fight yesterday, we won't be able to actually get a sneak peek at Boss Robin. Though I might be able to do that on the secondary account, because on the secondary account, as far as I remember, I did not fail any one-shot so far. Yeah, we might actually get to take a look at the man himself. Okay, next stop, Batman. Again, except for the crit resistance that we're going to bypass with the use of Dark Maul cards. There's not too much to worry about here. Like, decreased damage when the enemy blocks is like the most bullshit buff the enemy can get. Because if the enemy's blocking, you're doing something wrong by default. Oh, come on. Why did that special have a bit of a delay there? Okay, we got a good amount of power. He might get killed on the stag and he might not. Very close to it. There we go, actually managed to kill him with a third special in style. And one more boss we can kill on this account, and then we move on to the secondary. Okay, let's go. And again, the dodge resistance on API is like nothing for the free-to-play side of things, because as pay-to-win, it's going to restrict you from using Beta Club, but as free-to-play, the only team that's gonna hurt in theory is the League of Anarchy, but at the same time, Harley already reduces the dodge resistance of the enemy, so it's no problem. Excuse me. Yeah, 5 stacks. Let's reset Darkness just to be safe. No reason to rush it. We got plenty of time. There we go, she got demolished, and we got the win. And that's gonna be it for this count fights. Now, is it though? Yeah, I think we don't have any fights left. Let's move on to the secondary count. So indeed, unless I mess something up, we're going to be able to see the final boss here, because there's Joker alive, Something alive, and the next 4 fights after that is gonna be the sub-bosses of the 5th tier. We're gonna take a look at a lot of rewards in this one though. First sub-Joker. So far I didn't get any soul rate specific artifact from this one, and even though I don't really need most of the characters that drop from here as far as the, like, gold characters go, I'm still looking up for things that would be, in theory, good drops, because I'm gonna be like, well, look, I don't need this, but this is, objectively speaking, a good drop for most people, and I haven't gotten any of that. Only got garbage so far. Don't even think the Raven stacks are necessary here. But yeah, this man, I think, regains shield after a certain amount of time, but so far he hasn't been alive for long enough to really interact too much with that mechanic. We'll see how problematic that shield is in the higher tiers. Let's take a look at the reward. And this is the amazing reward. Like, look, Reverse Flash would have been the worst drop. Like, honestly speaking, for a new player, Reverse Flash is a decent drop. Though you would rather have something else that you can't get for free from the League Store. And also getting a bit into explaining this, because I explained a lot of times, but I'm still gonna get questions. How is this man alive? But I've gotten all the way to here. See here, you need 20 bosses killed to enter this tier, which means everything. But this man requires 4 bosses to unlock. She requires 8 bosses killed to unlock, so in theory you could kill the sub-boss of those 2 tiers and unlock her. Him requires 12 bosses to be killed, so in theory you could kill the sub-bosses of this tier, this tier, this tier, and kill him while having all the main bosses still alive. That's pretty much how it happened. Yeah, let's quickly dispatch something. Reading this real quick again. Oh, he spawns the minion. That's his thing. Again, I don't mind him too much, because on one hand we have boss Joker and Dawn of Apocalypse that spawns minions, or boss Grodd in Rise of Krypton, and those are awful bosses, but my boy Swamp Thing doesn't seem to be too problematic with that mechanic. His summon is far more chill. And there's the summon. Reset Darkness. We're going to kill him. Also, something to look out for, I haven't encountered this yet, but one of this Swamp Thing specials is going to be unblockable. So be careful with that. Let's take a look at the rewards. And those are the rewards. Again, this man is something. If you're like a new player in the first week of playing the game and you get him in tier 1, he can do some stuff in arena, but nah, bro. This is a bad reward. Yeah, let's start clearing all the bosses. I need to make sure I have Dark Maul cards on Harley. Yes, I do. And Regen Magic on EPI to make sure that I can tank super moves. Yes, I do. And let's go. Those bosses will be so much easier if you're struggling with them still, even though they don't have any mechanics that should make you struggle with them. It's because it's normal AI that they are using. As soon as you get to heroics, those bosses will actually be easier to fight. What? The game did not register my swipe there. Also, hold on. Kind of late to figure that out, but I think the game audio is a bit too low. There we go. Trust should be the highest damage dealing boss out of all of them except for the final boss. So it's no surprise he's doing some damage to Raven, that's to be expected. Also, I only have 2 gears on Raven, so that might be contributing a bit to the problem over here. Careful with the tagging. The only way we mess this up is by getting Harley killed, which is not that hard to do. Dark Metal cards area reset very conveniently there, actually. He's got super move, but that's not gonna matter. One less stun. And there we go. Atrocitus is down. This actually took a bit longer than I was expecting. Again, he'll be so much easier in heroics because he'll not be constantly spitting that special one. Let's fight her now, because I didn't fight her on the main account. Again, it's resistance to damage over time. Harley's passive should be reducing that to nothing. And she's also supposed to deal some dot damage, but I don't think she's gonna deal that much. But nevertheless, we'll see. And to be very careful with her special too, because her special too is gonna be map wides and armor pierce. There we go, and also dealing dot to me. No, how did you block that? That's bullshit. It's okay, we did not lose darkness and we got some healing. Bro. The transition into blocking speed of Poison Ivy is just bullshit no matter the boss you're fighting. I want to have a safe tagging for Harley here. Please die, I don't want to see you anymore. There we go. Easy fight though. Careful with that second special. That's like maybe the most dangerous thing in the whole tier. The EPI actually not the EPI, it is not EPI, the FPI, Flora Poison Ivy special too. Also getting stun locked by Batman would obviously not be great. Not gonna lie, I kinda got scared when I saw this man here, because the only other place we see him, as far as I remember, is in Rise of Krypton, and over there he is a menace to deal with. Also, it's been data mined, I think, years ago that this man had some chests planned and had a release planned as a playable character. The purple reskinned Batman. When are we getting that? When are we getting the purple Batman? It would be bullshit if he has his own soul, right? Because he, in this state, like lore-wise, like he's like this when he's controlled by Superman. It's the bad ending of Injustice 2 when Superman beats Batman and uses Brainiac stuff to control Batman and Supergirl. That's also Dark Supergirl. Dark Supergirl is the variant of Supergirl that's actually controlled by evil Collector Superman. Bro. Again, a special delay here. I swear I pressed it in time, but it just didn't go off. Anyway, he's dead. No, you don't jump attack there. No, you don't. Okay, he's down. Let me grab some water while the end fight animation goes on. And we're going to take a look at the final boss. Actually, no, Harley's still alive. I forgot about Harley. Okay, Harley, get your ass here. Oh no, guys, we're not gonna be able to break her combo without using a third special. What are we gonna do? Maybe don't get hit by her, because she's not gonna build combo if we don't get hit by her. That would be a decent option, a reasonable option, I would say. A bit early to get into dealing damage with Harley with only one darkness tag, but at the same time, why not? Got power drain there, that's not nice. But we're fine. This might kill her. Yes, it definitely did. And now finally, let's take a look at the final boss modifiers. It's funny that I'm further ahead with my secondary account than with my main accounts. But that's what you get for fooling around. So yeah, Robin King creates a moving hazard zone that follows him. Okay, so it follows him, not you. The only moving hazard zone that I know of in the game is actually the Atrocitus special 2, and that's going to follow you, not the enemy. Though the fact that it follows him might not be that great for you, because your goal is not to run away from him, but to push him in the right corner, because that's where you want your enemy. So if you're pushing him to the right, the hazard is going to follow him and most likely be slower than he is, so it's going to sit right on top of you. Now, I think it's big enough to the point where if you lock him in the corner, you're still gonna take damage, even though the hazard is going to be beneath him. I suspect it's going to be large enough to still damage you. The player's special abilities increase the combo meter based on the spent power bars. Okay, so we're going to get some combo meter based on how many power bars we spend. I don't know to what rate, maybe get +6 to the combo if it costs 6 power bars or something like that. Also, attacks of the hero with too low health cannot hurt the boss. What do you mean by that? Attacks of the hero with too low health? Bro, I swear, the people who are writing this don't speak English that well. It's not their primary language, and it's not my primary language, so it's clearly a huge language barrier over here. But can you be more specific? Like, I understand the point. If I'm too low on health, I can't deal damage to this boss, and that hazard is going to basically be something that's gonna try and make sure that I'm low health. But how low health? Because if it's something like below 50% health and the hazard does a ton of damage, that's gonna be tricky at best and impossible at worst to deal with. Oh boy, I do not like this. I most definitely do not like this. But at the same time, there's an easy fix to this. John Stewart Green Lantern is a character that you can get for free from the League store, can unlock at 2 stars, and for the reason why we need him here is going to be very efficient, because he makes you take 0 damage from hazards. Not sure if he works against this man, but in theory he should. So if you use John Stewart Green Lantern, you might be able to deny this whole part of this boss's kit. Also, boss cannot be stunned or frozen. Kind of cringe. Can't use League of Archy to stun his ass. Bro, who writes this? Also, boss cannot be stunned or frozen. His movement, specials, and attacks, oh, I guess, cannot be disabled. So, yeah. And And he has defensive measures, preventing himself from taking too much damage from one hits. Well, look, if Jon Stewart Green Lantern is able to totally deny this passive by having him in the team, which in theory, again, he should, it's going to be an easy boss. But if not, it's going to be very, very tricky with this passive over here. But yeah, all that being said, thanks so much for watching. Like the reflected, dislike if you disliked it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye! Actually, one last mention before the end of the video. If you do remove the hazard with Jon Stewart Green Lantern, you still have to not get too damaged, because if you're too low on health, you can't hurt the boss. Again, we don't know how low on health, and even though the hazard might not damage you if you Jon Stewart Green Lantern, he can still damage you, so you still have to be careful. So on normal difficulty at the very least, and for new players, this meta will be a problem.